Hi, I'm Sumaru and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are building a GNOME obsessed family house. Well, miner family house. Not like miners, like children miners. And also not like miner like it's not important. Mining as in like getting gold and things. Like that type of miner house. I grew up in Benoni, so in Joburg, South Africa, and there's a lot of mines. Like, my house was literally built on top of a mine. One earthquake and we could all die. Thankfully, we don't really have earthquakes in South Africa. But yeah, it's very scary. Very, very, very scary. So this house is very much based on a bunch of people that I've met through the years. Like friends, all those kind, people whose homes I've been to. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy this build. I love it. It hits home really hard. And enjoy this video. Now, going into this build, I just wanted to build something small. I knew I wanted... originally I wanted a 3-bedroom house, but I knew that I wanted it to be a family home. I do make it smaller, turn it into a 2-bedroom, extend the kitchen a bit. I think it looks a bit better. But yeah, I just really wanted to just sit and just build a small home, a cozy little house. I think I got that across. This house is so reminiscent to so many people. I think I'm probably going to mention that a couple of times during this build, about how this house reminds me of so many things. But yeah, the front of this house is... It took me a while to actually get the proper exterior of what I wanted, getting the door layout. It took me a while, but I got there at the end. I didn't really know what kind of color scheme I wanted to go for. I knew that I wanted a lot of beige in the house. That was basically it. That's what I knew. I ended up going with Seasons. They had some really good swatches that I just fell in love with. It's not really swatches that I usually would use in any other build. So for that, I kind of grateful. This build really pushed me out of my normal comfort zone. Usually I build very, I don't know, like modern type of homes, very contemporary, but it was nice going a little bit different, doing something else, going back to my roots. And with that I mean like where I grew up. This house, honestly, I don't know. I know so many different people whose names I'm not going to mention for obvious reasons. But I know so many people who grew up in a house like this who... Yeah, it's just nostalgia, basically. And I love it. And sometimes you just have to play on your own nostalgia. Sometimes you just need to break out of that type of your normal comfort zone, and building things that you would actually live in, and just build a normal, ordinary house. And this is what this is. This is just your normal struggling family. We all know them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's a normal thing in life, unfortunately, which is quite sad. But yeah, this is just one of those homes. It's yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just one of those houses. It's one of those typical broke family homes. It's a minor house, and yeah, this is what I knew growing up. My house itself, where I actually grew up, didn't look anything like this. It was a bit larger, but still, the kitchen is the same. Well, the kitchen counters, but I think everybody just had those kitchen counters at one point. Now, the roof of this house, even though I'm already way past that, let's talk about the build a bit. The roof of this house gave me such a headache. Because of the home being such a weird shape at front, getting the porch and the roofing to work, it took me a while. I do change it up some more later on. I extended the roof being a little bit off angle. Yeah, it's very frustrating. I don't think I've noticed it yet. Well, I think probably at this point I was like, ugh. Let me just continue with something else because I've been messing with this roof now for, I don't know, it was probably easily like 15 minutes just trying to figure out. So I completely left out a big chunk of that. Yeah, there. I'm extending it. It looks a lot better. I just bring that eave of the platform a bit forward. Well, it's not a platform. Let's just call it a platform. I just bring that part a bit forward, and then I just extend the stairs, kind of hiding it, and it works. I know that you kind of have to take like a massive turn into the house to get to the front door, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me that much. But finally we are inside. We're starting to decorate. Firstly, let me apologize. This build is going to be a little bit dark. I don't know why I placed the lights so late into the build. I remember having a headache while building it. And this is probably why. Because I didn't place lights. This is like episode 7 of House of the Dragon. Very dark. Well, at least it's not that dark. But I'm talking about House of the Dragon now in episode 7 and everybody complaining about how dark it was. But people, sometimes creative choices. I know this has got nothing to do with this build. But that episode was shot during the day. So it was an actual choice to make it that dark, and I'm completely okay with that. Sometimes you need to accept creative choice in film, and yeah, it's just hope that the rest isn't that dark though, because it was a bit dark, I have to admit. Now, I can't remember if this is vinyl or actual tile. I think I placed some vinyl in the house, but then I decided to cover up most of the home with this carpet. I change it to the little bit more dirtier patterned version, and then I go in with the beige yellowy paint. That's the premise of the entire house, is that beige paint. Oh, and then with this floor trim that came with Get to Work, I like to place that just between like tiles and carpets, or tiles and wooden floor. It's a nice little break from, just to see the difference between the tile and the carpet. But unfortunately I had to remove it just so that I can place the stools back, but luckily you can draw that line again. I don't know if those stools are functional after you do that, but it looks good. I'm sure it is. I actually think that I did use this house. I might test that out afterwards, but I cannot remember. So yeah, I'm just placing all the gnomes. This was very fun. Just going around, sizing them up, deciding where I'm gonna place them. Every single person that I knew growing up, their parents had some form of like showcase where it was just a bunch of like statues and things as you entered the house. We had it as well. And then it's like people dancing and like little crystal horses and things like that. But in this case I decided to make it gnomes. We have gnomes everywhere. I love the gnomes. I think they're very cute. They just spice up the place. It's what it needed. They match this house. They really do. So now I'm just placing a tiny TV, putting that stereo a little bit off angle on the table. I don't want everything to be like perfectly placed and perfectly symmetrical, so that was a choice that I made. I'm also placing that little one armchair that's not the same as the main like seater couch that we have. I like to call that armchair the dad couch. That's where the father sits on a Saturday when sport is on, and everybody else is just somewhere in the home because we hate sport. So yeah, that's that couch. That's where the father sits and sleeps and snores everybody awake. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. And now I'm also just going around just placing some bulbs. I wanted to clutter up this area at front, make it feel a bit more homey, put the bowls, put like filing cabinet, but I do remove some of it as you saw. And now we're moving more towards the front door. I couldn't decide what coat hanger I wanted to use there at first, so I placed both. But yeah, I changed it to just the one with the actual stand, and then I give them a little table where you can just put your thingies on as you leave. And then all the carpets on top of carpets. Love it. It's disgusting. So I had to put it in. I know so many people that had carpet on top of carpet. It's gross. But people do it. So I did it. I guess it's to keep, I don't know, to prevent the main carpet from getting too dirty. It just makes no sense to me why you would put carpet on top of carpet. But this house seems like one of those homes, so that's why I did it. And it's not really something that you will see me do in any of my other builds. It's literally just for builds like this that I would put carpet on top of carpet. I actually don't even use carpet in The Sims a lot because I hate the way that it looks. It doesn't look like carpet, it looks like a mess. That's what it looks like. A mess. The texture's off. No, they need to work on their carpet textures. It doesn't even look fluffy or comfortable at all. It just looks dirty and disgusting. So yeah, you need to really get them cleaned. I will just rip them out. I think that would be easier. Just rip out everything and just, I don't know, live with the under floorboards. I think that could be better, even though it's not really ideal. I still think it would be better. Now we're moving towards the parents' bedroom. I didn't give them a lot of things. I like to imagine that to be, I don't know, the books next to the bed. It's like, yeah, they, for some reason, there were just always like books or Bibles or something like that next to the bed. It's very weird. So I placed that there. And then I also later on placed like a beautiful mirror. Well, not a beautiful mirror, there we go. Just a plain, pretty mirror. And then I add some hair supplies and like makeup supplies. Feels very natural. I then also just add some extra clutter into the children's bedroom. Make it look a little more, a bit more like there are actual children living there. Now, at this point, we're moving to the bathroom. I also wanted to go for like a dirty, yellowy type of tone. So I went with this beautiful shower top combo with that flower pattern that just screams this house, and I love it. And now I'm deciding to add laundry as well. But I only add the washing machine. I do add a line on the outside, and then I place all this beautiful clutter and like a beautiful laundry basket on top of it. There we go, with some folded laundry. I don't know, this home just really just rings home. It's so nostalgic, I cannot even. Now, that disgusting tile that I use in the bathroom, that also gives me nightmares. I can see that texture, like I can close my eyes and I can just see that little like vein texture in it in like real life, and it just feels so cold. Like you can just feel the coldness in the bathroom just because there's no actual color or anything there, even though it's a warm color. It's a very cold bathroom. It smells like damp. That's what I was going for. That was the idea, my initial thought behind that bathroom. And I love it. I'm giving them 2 dustbins. I do make this a bit shorter, like the backyard. I felt like it was a bit big and a bit long. I didn't want them to have a massive like backyard, so that's what I decided to go with. And then I just added the lines. Now we're going back to the front porch, just adding some cute little seating areas and then some plants. We're just filling up the space at this point before we reach the end of the actual build. I dabble in place, like trying to just see what I'm going to do. Did I want to add some children's toys? But I was like, no, they can go to the park. Like, you can travel. You're not getting a toy. There's no space on this lot. So I made that executive choice. The toy was taken away. The children is not going to have anything to. They've got toys in their bedroom. That's enough. Now, doing the landscaping, I kept it very basic. At first I wanted to go like extravagant or like add extra plants, but it was like, no. These are working people, blue collar people. They don't have time to work in the garden. So I went very minimal, and now we're just placing some terrain paint around the home, just making it blend in a bit. We are getting close to the build now, so I'm going to jump in and I will see you in a bit. Here we are back in the build. Michaela is at it again, showing us around, even though she just stands in front of the house. But still, Michaela, you are great. You do good. So we are met with this. When you enter the house, you have this little area where you can just hang your codes, put your keys down, met with all the bills, and of course the GNOME wall. I love this wall. I need to add more gnomes. Now we have a little tiny TV, the kids' school bag, well, one of the kids. And then we have the kitchen. This kitchen. We had I think our kitchen cabinets actually looked exactly the same as this. Except some of them had this horrible, yellow glass in them as well. But, yeah, this was a vibe once. This entire kitchen, I think everywhere in the world. But literally everyone where I grew up had this kitchen. I don't know, I think somewhere in the 2000s, some man had a special and everyone was like, yes, let's just get the same wooden cabinets. So here we have our bunk beds for the twins. I just imagine some twin kids there, very messy, all the books. There's the other school bag. The other one's there. So there are 2. And then the parents' bedroom with the makeup and hair station in front of the mirror. I had a friend, she always used to do her makeup and everything in front of the mirror like this and just leave everything there. Now we go to the bathroom. I just gave them some more magazines in the toilet area. These beautiful turquoise towels matched with that one, and then the laundry. I don't know. This house just really takes me back to my hometown. And of course, carpet on top of carpet. What else are you gonna do? I hate it, but I know so many people that did this. And the terracotta tiles. Oh, no, don't even get me started on the beige walls. Nightmares. Absolute nightmare. But yeah, all in all, this house is very cute. I know you have to take quite a step around to get to the front door. But I really like it. Yes, I do. But thank you so much for watching this build. If you like this, I post every single day. So like and subscribe, and then I will see you all again tomorrow. Goodbye.